Welcome back. This is the AFCON Daily Show on Citi TV. My name is Nathan Kosh, who's proudly brought to us by Bet Power. Visit their website and see the best payouts, the best odds, and all the great things they have for you. And they are proudly supporting us as we wrap it up on the AFCON Daily Show. We'll be here on Monday to run the rule over everything. So we are not done yet. You are not done. There's some football over the weekend. We'll talk a lot about that, the tournament in general, and other very interesting topics on Monday as we wrap it up. But my guests are still here, Yao Frimpong, Emmanuel Nubo. Let me get to the Zoom. Let me speak to our friend in Abidjan, Jon Boafo. Jon Boafo is in Abidjan. He's been watching the competition keenly. He's gone to games, and I'm sure he will be at the stadium over the weekend to watch La Côte d'Ivoire, his adopted country, play that competition. Jon, if you can hear me, good afternoon, and thank you once again for joining us on the AFCON Daily Show.
Good afternoon, Nathan. Thanks for having me once again.
Great. So it all comes down to this. It's been the greatest roller coaster ride. I guess this is probably the greatest feuilleton in the history of Ivorian football. But just your thoughts on Côte d'Ivoire and how they've evolved across the competition. They get to face Nigeria a second time, this time for the biggest prize in African football.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, this has been more exciting than most Nigerian films. And it's been a lot of, 1 second, Ivory Coast is out, the other one, they're back, and then last-minute goals, penalties, etc. So it's been quite good for the neutrals. Less so for us who support Côte d'Ivoire, but we're very excited to see them in the finals with the whole team and the whole country really just supporting them and pushing for them to be able to win in this final. Funnily enough, the last time that they won in 2015, they beat DRC in the semifinals, and then they beat Ghana in the finals on penalties. So maybe that's a sign that they'll be able to push on and win this third trophy on Sunday evening.
I see. Interesting coincidences there. How is okay, I'm sure Abidjan was buzzing after the semi-final, but how quickly did the nerves start? How quickly did the nerves kick in when now people had to think about the fact that it was Nigeria again? They had already lost to Nigeria in the group stage. What are people's thoughts now that the excitement has died down and the fact that Sunday could go either way? How are people feeling ahead of that final?
Yeah, I mean, this Nigeria team is probably one of the strongest squads that we've had in the AFCON so far. You look at every position and you look at every line in the lineup, and they have strong players, from Nwabili, who is arguably the player of the tournament. He's only in the 6 games that he's played, he's only conceded 2 goals and has made 14 saves. So it's been fantastic. And then you look at even in the midfield or up front, they've just been a very, very good and solid team. So people over here are still confident that the Les Éléphants are going to be able to pull a rabbit off the hat and be able to win this third trophy, AFCON trophy on home soil. But there's also mixed feelings because they know that it's going to be a difficult team to break down, this Nigerian team that doesn't concede much. And then they also have the firepower in the attack with the likes of Osimhen and then also Victor Moses and a lot of other players that we can mention.
Great. I don't know whether Emerse Faé or the Ivorian players have said anything, and if they have, what are their thoughts ahead of Sunday's final?
So Emerse Faé talked after the last press conference after the match and said that for him, it wasn't about him. So he started getting a lot of plaudits and a lot of people congratulating for him for the impact that he's been able to make on the games with his substitutions. And he said one of the first things that he did when he got the job was talk to the group of 27 and said to the group of 27 that everyone needs to be together. Everyone needs to push for the team. If you're starting, if you're on the bench, if you're in the stands, you need to all pull together. So we've been able to see that with the changes that he's made and the impact of some of the substitutions that are coming in. So I think that's really the general sense from the team, is to pull together and to do it for the team, as opposed to for individual glory, for the team and for the country. And that's something that has resonated with the players, and they've been able to pull through and make it all the way and scrape the way all the way to the final.
Let's just stay on Emerse Faé for a bit. I remember when he took charge, you were telling me how lots of Ivorians felt about him. Between then and now, have the perceptions changed? What are people saying? Do they want him to stay? Has the federation even said anything? Has Emerse Faé himself, has he said anything about his own ambitions, whether he wants to keep the job or move on to something else?
I haven't seen him talk directly about it, or the federation talk about it directly. But I mean, if I were Emerse Faé, I would want to stay on longer. He hasn't had that much experience at this level. He was coaching the under-23s side, and started with his coaching badges in France before managing his under-23 side. But he's a coach that has had an illustrious playing career. So funny enough, funny fact is that he actually beat Nigeria when he was playing for France in the under-17 level, in 2001 at the World Cup in Trinidad and Tobago. So maybe he's going to be able to summon the victory that he got from there to be able to reproduce the same kind of a form. So he played that game at that under-17 level, and then in 2005 he then switched to be an Ivorian. And with Ivory Coast, he played 2 AFCONs, 1 under-23 AFCON, I believe, and then also 1 World Cup. So he knows what it takes to win. And you can also see that in the way that he's also relied on some of the older players, the ones that have the experience, that he's trying to help push the younger ones on, and then by relying also on the experienced players to move through and to win this in the final. But if I were him, I would try to stay on, and hopefully the federation also is able to sign him to stay on, because regardless of the outcome on Sunday, they've just been phenomenal at this whole knockout stages.
All right, just finally, how's the city of Abidjan getting ready for these 2 games? There's one game at the Stade Bimpé, I think, and then the other at the Félix Houphouët-Boigny. How is the city getting ready for the last 2 games of this AFCON? What have you seen in terms of the vibe, the atmosphere, whipping up interest, even to go watch the 3rd and 4th place game? How is the city getting ready for the end of the competition?
So there's been a lot of people, a lot of fans from South Africa, and then also from DR Congo, that have flown in to watch this 3rd and 4th match. The various teams have said, that they're somewhat disappointed not to be in the final, but that they need to at least go home with a trophy. So for the 3rd place, so that's going to be a match that's going to be probably at capacity, just because of the number of fans from both teams that have flown in. And then it's also going to be in the Félix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium, which is in the heart of the city. So it's more accessible and tends to be quite full, because there's only 40,000 capacity. For the final, though, the overall mood is people are just scrambling. They're scrambling to try to get tickets. Everyone is really excited about it, trying to get tickets. Both Nigerians and Ivorians are trying to get tickets. Last game, semi-final game that Ivory Coast played, we thought it would be full, but it was only a little bit more over 51,000 on a capacity of 60,000, and tickets were already difficult to get then. So hopefully, they say that the website is now working. I tried it earlier and it wasn't working, but hopefully they'll be able to sort out the tickets so we can have a fantastic closing ceremony, and then a fantastic game, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Cote d'Ivoire keeps the trophy at home.
All right, John, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll speak on Monday just to go over the entire competition. I don't know what to say, whether to say bon chance. I don't know, because I don't even know whether I want Cote d'Ivoire to win.
Nathan, you don't know it yet, but you want Cote d'Ivoire to win.
I mean, I said it. Look, I did say somewhere that I want La Cote d'Ivoire to win. So I do want La Cote d'Ivoire to win, mainly because of you. If you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, certainly. And then, you can come and
yes, I will come. Yes, I will come and visit. I'll come and visit, and we can party properly. All right, John, thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, and bon chance aux éléphants.
Merci.
All right, that was Jon Boafo.